Welcome back, everyone. So, we have reached our last topic in chapter 1, that is financial products and services. So, in financial products and services, we'll discuss about the products and services provided by the financial sector in India. So, financial inclusion focuses on the access or ownership of uh, particular financial products and services like deposits, savings, credits, insurance, money transfer. These are the mainstream financial services providers. Then, uh, micro factors that are perceived to be inhibit of credit flow among disadvantaged groups include factors like lack of awareness about the financial products and services and the procedure to obtain loans and human resource and lack of elective legislation to regulate money lending. So for these for completing these gaps, financial products and services are more improved in the financial sector so that these services can reach everyone, each and everyone in villages and even in urban areas too. So, access of finance can be divided into five segments. So, the population which uses banks or other banks like institutions, then population that uses services from the non-bank and other formal financial institutions, but do not use the bank services, the non-bank services they use. Then the population which uses services only from the informal financial services providers. These are one set of people, and population which transacts regularly through formal financial instruments, and the and the production that does not use financial services at all. Yes, we have this group too. The next we'll discuss about the supply side of the financial products provided in the market. So the scheduled commercial banks. So the largest group in banking, they play a very important role in financial inclusion among the urban and the rural poor both. So and also among the unbanked and unbanked segment through deployment of BCs and technologies. The next regional rural banks. These were established for the objective to ensure there is a sufficient institutional credit for agriculture and other rural sectors. Then urban cooperative banks, they are the community banks that offer services which are usually not provided by commercial banks. And the self-help groups you must have already heard about, that is these government started SAG's bank linkage program, in which NGOs and bank interacted with the villagers and the poor people, especially women, in forming small and homogeneous groups for borrowing. And post offices are very helpful in remote areas, because banks also make use of post offices for extension of financial products in commercially and unbanked unavailable areas. And other players also we have like microfinance companies, insurance, and other NGOs. Then financial products and services for rural market. In this, the services which are provided, that is saving service. Yeah, usually in rural areas people have less money to deposit. So this is one of the services given to deposit the money. And a loan service, loans loan or credit service. In this this service is basically for investment in health, education, housing, and other entrepreneurial activities in the rural areas. Then pension. So a person who in rural areas who has spent his whole life in agriculture doing farm activities, so at the age of 60 and later he needs to have a pension. He needs some support, so pension plays a very important role in their lives. Then insurance like health related expenses also at times are very expensive, and uh, the income levels of many households and the income is very low, and this leads to a situation out of debt or any other borrowings. So insurance companies have designed health products, insurance products having low cost to cater the needs of the insurance among the rural poor. And remittance, you can call it as postal savings or and remittance. Post offices in India have been offering a variety of small saving schemes and providing various other bankings and financial services. Next, we'll talk about microfinance. This is the most important word in used in like rural areas in the financial sector, and it has been one of the emerging platforms, opportunities for people who want to go try something new in finance. So in India, the two models of microfinance is used. That is SHG bank linkage and the MFI, that is microfinance institutions. This has been started in the early of 1990s, and the commercial banks and cooperative banks have been actively engaged in this program, and this is one of the case studies which you can go through. That is regulation of MFIs in Andhra Pradesh. Then we come to the end of the topic, so we have the activity time. So you have to list down three products or services which are being provided in the rural areas to the people in the following, by any one of the following: insurance companies, commercial banks, cooperative banks, and BFIs, MFIs, post office, and RRBS. That's all for it. Thank you.